My name is Jake Dixon, owner and operator of Dixon's Farmstand Meats. Today we're in our new butcher shop in Chelsea Market in New York City. Right now we're going to talk about American lamb roasts. Some of these you may be familiar with, some of these may be new to you. Roasts are great anytime that you're feeding a crowd, both for the holidays or if you've got a big family and it's a Friday night or preparing for the weekend. We're going to start first with the rack roast, and there's a number of ways this can be prepared. Here we have it as a French rack of lamb, which you could roast in a hot oven. You could cut it into chops after it's been roasted. You could take two of them and do them interlaced in the oven and roast it kind of like this. It could also be done as a crown roast, where we take two racks of lamb and tie them together, which is kind of a beautiful holiday or special occasion presentation. The next would be a more full-flavored cut, and one of my personal favorites, the shoulder roast. And here I've got in two different forms, the bone-in shoulder, which would be the whole four-quarter, they call square-cut shoulder. This is something that's available in every single supermarket or butcher shop in our country. And I have the same cut done as a boneless roast. The meat is the same on both these, they're just two different presentations of the same cut. The shoulder with the bone in, it might be a little bit harder to serve, but you're picking up a lot more flavor there. If you're looking for something a little bit easier for presentation at the dinner table, the boneless roast may be where you want to go, because it's very, very easy to slice. You just cut the strings and slice away. Next, we're going back to something that's going to be a little bit more tender and mild in flavor, the loin roast. Now we have it in two ways again. I've got the bone-in version and also a boneless version. What I like to do with this is to take what they call the tail, which would be a little bit of flap of the belly. We do this so you can protect the tenderloin during cooking. Here on the inside is the lamb tenderloin, which is the most tender portion of the animal, but it's also quite delicate. Because it's a longer and narrower cut, you can cook it for a short period of time under high heat. Right next to it, I've got the boneless version of that cut. Here we've actually taken the meat from two of these, so the two of the bone-in, and put them back to back and tied it. This is something you might not see in the butcher's case, but certainly something you could ask for. They have this cut available, it'd just be a little bit different presentation. And finally would be probably our most classic of lamb cuts, and that would be the leg of lamb. Many people, when they think of entertaining with lamb, this is the cut they go straight for. And I've got the bone-in and a boneless leg of lamb. Leg of lamb is a full flavor cut. It's leaner than the shoulder. It's one of my favorite things to do when feeding a crowd because it's a larger cut and it's really easy to do. You can do the bone in a few different ways. Here you've seen kind of your classic way to do it, which would have the lamb shank on. Personally, I prefer to take the shank off and use that as a braising cut. While the lamb shank has a lot of flavor, it also has a little bit more sinew and connective tissue that does best under wet cooking methods such as braising or stewing, whereas I think the leg is a perfect roasting cut. No matter which roast you choose, all of these great American lamb cuts are widely available at your butcher and are great for entertaining or any special occasion.